Yes, everybody, you know what time it is. It's your boys Jack and Dave here to give our reactions to the different predictions that have been sent in to us ahead of our next big cup game. This time it's going to be Aston Villa. Will we get over the line this time? It's now a do-over in our cup competitions, domestic ones, and we're coming up against Aston Villa away from home, a team that we actually, at least in my memory, under Ange Postecoglou, I feel like we have decent record against and put in some good performances against, but this will definitely be needed this time, a good performance. We need a big bounce back after Liverpool, and we'll see what these people have to say. So smash that like button, please. Get into the comments below. Check out these people's respective channels, and we'll get this thing started off with Marlon from Spurs Kings TV. Let's see what he has to say.
Dave, Jack, hope you are well. It's Marlon from Spurs Kings TV, and it's my prediction for Villa on Sunday. We've just lost 4-0 to Liverpool, so I can go back to being me. Actually, this week I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let Ash predict it. Ash.
Oh, Lord. What, 2-1? 2-0?
What? Who to?
Someone.
Of course.
Okay. So Ash, look, we're going to go with a Spurs Kings TV, and he's on 2-0 Villa. I'm going to go with it. He's going for a Marcus Rashford and an Asensio double. But yeah, Disassi getting man of the match, unfortunately. And I think, yeah, that's it. After that cup run, Ange's time might be actually done at Spurs if he loses that as well. I don't know where we go from here. But as always, please like and subscribe to Dave and Jack. Big up.
Big up.
Thank you, Ashmatic, and thank you, Marlon. Dave, we got a guest appearance, celebrity guest appearance in Ashmatic. The boys are in the studio, but despite being in the studio, I think they're kind of like you and I right now. They're a little bit beat up, maybe a little bit glum after the loss yesterday. You could sort of get that vibe. They're in the kind of a levity style humor. You could tell they're kind of just sort of done with it.
Yeah, look, we're a gutted fan base right now. You know, we're all feeling the pain of last night. Like, I think, last night would have been easier to take if we came out fighting, but we didn't. And I think, I'll be surprised if many people predict us to beat Aston Villa this weekend. I think Marlon's right. I think if we don't, I think Postecoglou's job will be under severe scrutiny come Monday morning. It's a big game, like you did say at the start, Jack. We do have a good record against Villa in recent years. But after such a huge cup semi-final defeat, then players will feel that, and they will find it hard to pick themselves up for that game against Aston Villa.
Yeah, I'm finding it hard to be, as happy clapping as I was before the Liverpool game. I'll probably muster some sort of energy for it ahead of the Aston Villa one, but it kind of just feels like now all of a sudden, we're just sort of starting over again, with the cup run. Then, we're starting kind of at the beginning, basically, with the FA Cup, and we barely got past Tamworth. So we'll see if we can get past this Aston Villa team. Please, everybody, check out Marlon from Spurs Kings TV. Now we'll move on swiftly to Harry Scarf from the Scarfy Spurs Talk.
Big up Dave and Jack. So it's Aston Villa this weekend. Really disappointing result and performance against Liverpool. We've got to somehow find a way to pick ourselves up and go again this weekend. Because although I think Liverpool was the biggest game of our season, this is big as well. We want to win a trophy this year. It's where your hand just doing the job. The league form hasn't been good. When it comes to cup competitions, we've been good. But it's going to be tough. The players are going to be knackered. And they're just demoralising that result against Liverpool. And in particular, disappointed with the senior players in that game. So, we've got to pick ourselves up and try and make a good go of this. I don't think it'd be easy. Villa have had all week to rest. Having said that, they haven't been at their best this year. I still think they're missing Douglas Luiz, that key ingredient in midfield, that press-resistant midfielder, but they've recruited well. So we might see some new signings in this game if they're not cup-tied. So, I am looking forward to it, trying to. But, there's no getting away from it. It's going to be tough, and it's hard to pick yourselves up after losing 4-0 at Anfield. I'm going to try and be positive. I'm going to go with 2-1 Spurs to get back on track. But I do think it'll be tough. Villa will pose a lot going forward. Watkins, if he's fit, it causes problems. Bailey, they will cause us problems. It's just defensively where Villa haven't been as good as I thought they would be this year. But big up, boys. Let's hope for a win. We don't want another week with 2 losses.
Thanks, Harry, for sending in that prediction. Let's hope for a win. Let's hope for some sort of win. Dave, my only kind of hope is that technically, I think Ange, he doesn't have a great record against many teams, but I do feel like Aston Villa is actually one of them that he does have a pretty decent record against, and not even just in terms of results, but I'd say just in manner of performances. If I recall, majority of the time we've come up against Unai Emery's Aston Villa, maybe surprisingly to some, maybe Ange skeptics, I think we've actually almost outclassed Unai Emery in most times that Ange has come up against him. So despite me being pretty low right now with after the defeat yesterday, that's kind of what it's keeping me alive for this game. It's just that Ange is, in a way, has Unai Emery's number.
Yeah, he does have Unai Emery's number, and I think it was interesting in the pre-match press conference, Jack, that he said, we're going to, or was it after the game last night, where basically he said, we're going to get back to playing, my way, which means I think we're looking to go out there, play on the front foot, look to attack them, rather than maybe sit in and consolidate what we've been seeing for the last little while under Ange Postecoglou. So it sort of, gives you a little bit of hope. But it doesn't really invigorate me because I know how bad our forward line is. I've been seeing it for nearly 2 years now. But look, let's wait and see what happens, Jack. But look, to what Harry says, I mean, a 4-0 defeat in a cup semi-final, them players are feeling it too. And, it is very hard to pick yourself up and sort of remotivate yourself. And to be honest with you, even if they do go and win that game, I don't think it goes anywhere to appeasing the Spurs fan base, because it's these big games that we want to get over the line, and it's sick of being humiliated, sick of being embarrassed. So even a win against Aston Villa, I don't think it goes any way to repairing the fallout from that Liverpool game last night.
It's sadly probably a long road back for plenty of Spurs fans with this team, and maybe even with this manager. I'll probably take a huge boost from it, but like I said, I'm pretty down and beaten as well. Hopefully that game will lift me. I'm pretty sure it will, but maybe like Dave is saying, it will take a while for some others, though, and I don't blame them. Please, everybody, do check out Harry Scarf's channel, please, and I will move on to Lee the Dorset Spur.
Hey everyone, Lee the Dorset Spur here. You keep asking me to do these prediction videos and I keep getting them wrong, mainly due to the fact that I have a standard of always backing my team and being a bit of a happy clapper. But I have to say, even me, after last night, have to say I've really got no idea what's going to happen. The task just gets harder and harder and harder, and it's difficult to stay positive when you see your team so poor and so uninterested it feels to actually do anything for the fans. 6,000 fans turned up there last night, went all the way to Liverpool, some of them not getting home until sort of 3-4 o'clock in the morning, to be turned out with that kind of performance. So we are owed one massively. We've got a good record against Villa, but that doesn't count for anything. So unfortunately, I can't predict a positive result for us here.
Oh, no.
And that's a first for me. I hope that I'm wrong, but I do feel like we will be going out of this competition at this stage, which then makes Ange Postecoglou's situation untenable. Another manager probably bites the dust and Daniel Levy gets away with it yet again. But there you go. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Villa.
Oh.
Hate it. Up the Spurs.
Look at what you've done, Tottenham Hotspur. Look at what you've done, Daniel Levy. Look at what you've done, Ange Postecoglou. Look at what you've done, this squad. You've broken another happy clapper. Another happy clapper has fallen, Dave. There are only so many left at this point. And I don't blame Lee. It's just pure delusion. It's pure delusion on my part to be thinking, oh, maybe we'll get something because, we have a really good record against Aston Villa. Like, let's face facts. Like, this has been a terrible, probably in the time that I've known Dave, it's been the worst run of results, worst run of games, probably the worst I've actually seen this team play, because I will be honest, like, I've seen worse teams, be put out there in terms of actual quality, probably play better football than what we've been playing in kind of the last month or so. And it's sad to say that. I've seen Sessegnon and Winks, in the same team. And I'll be honest, I think I've probably seen better stuff from those two than I've actually seen in recent weeks from this team. So, Dave, that's caused many a happy clapper to be broken, just like Lee and my fellow happy clappers, my fellow soldiers. It's very sad to see that.
Look, that one's a hard one to watch, Jack. That man predicts us to try and go and get something every single game, and even he's broken. Even he's just resigned to it. And look, I think, he's maybe spot on. I think, this weekend could very well be where our season comes to an end. Yes, you've got the last 16 of Europe and you're sort of hoping, but unless you start picking up form in the league, are you really just going to be able to turn it on for one game, every week in Europe? I don't think you are. You do need to sort of get some sort of form going into the back end of Europe. And I think Lee's right. I think this weekend could signal the end of our season, to be honest. Look, we've said it, all the way back since December, Jack, that the cup competitions are keeping Postecoglou in his job, and he's got to keep us in them for as long as possible if he wants to stay here as Tottenham manager. And I think he's right. I think, if it doesn't go well, I think you've got, a week then between the cup game and the following game next week, I think the club will have a decision to make then across that week, and I think we could very well be doing Ange Postecoglou sack streams, and looking for a new manager to come in here. But the reality is, when we get to that point, I don't care. I actually don't care who comes in, because it doesn't matter what they've done at other clubs, what they try to do. Come to Tottenham Hotspur, it's not going to work out. We've seen that with everyone since Pochettino. So, for me, I've just resigned. We're at this point again, Jack. I've just resigned to it at this point. I agree with you.
Many of Spurs fans are broken. It's hard to know when they'll be repaired at what point. But please, everybody, do check out Lee the Dorset Spur. That was sad to see. That was very sad to see.
Very sad.
Hang in there, my man. Hang in there if you can. And also, sorry to put you through all this torture, Lee, and continuing to make you send in more predictions. Sorry, man. It is abuse at this point. Big up to Lee, though. And now let's move on to Kate and Jimbo. Kate and Jimbo's channel. Please, everybody, check them out. Perfect match.
Good morning, Dave and Jack and everyone over at the Irish Hotspur. Please smash a like on this video and subscribe to these wonderful gentlemen. It's Kate from Kate and Jimbo. Give in my match prediction for Aston Villa versus Spurs in the FA Cup 4th round. Last night, 4-0, Liverpool. Abysmal, atrocious, no fight, no desire, no passion, no effort. Absolutely horrendously bad. A new low. I would have rather we lost 6, 7, 8, 9-0, but go out fighting. To see us so lacklustre and, yeah, just no fight in the team at all. We need players like Graham Roberts back in the team who could run through brick walls, do you know what I mean? Something's definitely not right, and the question has to be asked whether these players are playing for Ange Postecoglou, because it didn't look like it last night. But no time to dwell on that. We are still in 2 cup competitions at the moment. And next up we have Villa Villa away. And I am going to go for Aston Villa 2, Tottenham 1, I'm afraid. I don't take anything positive out of that game last night, so I can't see anything other than a Villa win. And I think going 2-1 has actually been quite nice for Spurs. So hope I'm wrong as always. Sorry to go back to being negative, but I give my team the benefit of the doubt for Liverpool, and they just slapped me straight in the face. But as always, guys, come on you Spurs.
Still the best come on you Spurs shouts in the business from Kate. It was a slap in the face last night, and a back-to-back 2-1 loss prediction. I don't know what to say anymore, Kate. I really don't know what to say anymore, but thank you for being so kind to Dave and I. Thanks for just showing all the support that you do for us. But it did feel like a slap in the face, and I think we're kind of at a loss for words, really.
Do you know what, Jack? Kate said something there about, off the back of last night, do you question, are the players playing for Ange Postecoglou? Look, personally, I don't think I can make that conclusion off the back of that game. I think it just comes down to we were just outclassed. It just comes down to quality all over the pitch. When they've got a team like they do together against us, when you can't get near them, when you can't lay a glove on them, it's very easy to look like, oh, they don't care, they're not trying, etc. We just couldn't get near them. It's just a distinct, golfing class. That's what it was last night at the end of the day. And look, do you know what? Kate also mentioned something there about running through a brick wall, and it just sort of sparked something in my mind. I remember there was at one stage Mo Salah and Son going for a 50-50, and I remember calling that out in the watch along. Son sort of like went to kick the ball but jumped straight out of the way, which is quite careless, because you're kicking the ball back towards your goal and you're trying to worry yourself about getting injured. I'm sorry, but that's your captain. I grew up in an era where captains went through players like that in a 50-50. Lay down a marker, we're here to fight, stand up and play. When you're pulling out like that, it shows that you're resigned to being beaten, that you already know that there's a massive golfing clash you don't believe. And that moment summed up the whole night for me. When you're captain, I've never seen that in my life, where your captain's pulling out challenges like that.
Yeah, it's everybody's, kind of at fault, and everybody's not showing, what we've been needing in the last few weeks to sort of spark some type of, bounce back in this season. Please, everybody, check out Kate and Jimbo. Great channel, great people, very, very kind to us. So please, everybody, show some love to them. And we'll go over to Dermatron from THFC Till I Die.
Hi, guys. This is Dermot, a.k.a. Dermatron from THFC Till I Die, home Tottenham past, present, and an uncertain future under Ange Postecoglou. And this is my matchday prediction of Villa versus Spurs in the FA Cup 4th round at Villa Park. Where do we go from here, guys? A toothless performance last night. We're heading up to Villa Park on Sunday. I said this 72 or 76 hours could define our season. and it really can define. It might define Ange's job. On top of that, I don't know. I'm at a point now where I'm just completely numb to it all. I'd rather lose on Sunday if we were to win last night, and that means I'd rather take a Wembley final than to win an FA Cup game. I love the FA Cup. Don't get me wrong, but a chance to go to Wembley and win a trophy, and we just didn't do it. We blew it. Look very quickly on the Sunday. I think it's going to be a tough game away from home. We've got injuries as well. Now Richarlison's out with his groin. Van de Ven probably won't play. Romero's out as well. The two new signings did well very quickly. And so I'm going for a 2-1 Spurs win. Not confident, but a 2-1 Spurs win. Big up, lads.
Big up to Dermatron. In a way, it's almost like Dermatron just sort of in the last 10 seconds there, kind of like I did, just sort of imagined, a 2-1 win there, because everything before that, you could see that the guy definitely is a bit like Lee, probably a bit broken, probably just a bit beaten down. And I agree with him. I definitely would. I would like to win both games, but if I had to pick between the two, I really would have rather just beat Liverpool, or not even beat them, just gotten past somehow, gotten to the final, whatever way we can. Even if it was the ugliest way possible, would love for that to happen, as long as we get to a final and have that opportunity to sort of come together as a fan base again. Because what's kind of disappointing is it did feel like maybe just for that brief period, before the Liverpool game, a lot of us did come together, and a lot of us maybe did check aside, whatever sort of feelings we might have about the manager, the club, etc., each other, whatever it might have been, to sort of come together as a fan base in support of Spurs to try to will them over the line against Liverpool. But once the ball is kicked, the ball is kicked, and you have to trust that they can do their side of things, their job, and they just didn't. And emphatically, they didn't. Embarrassingly, they didn't. And I think it kind of makes it really tough to sort of get yourself up for the next one. Like I said, it sort of feels like now we're just starting over from scratch, in this next cup competition. And Aston Villa is not an easy team to start up, from scratch against.
Look, we're just waiting for the manager to be sacked and another new manager to come in and see what.
I guess that's the elephant in the room.
That's where I think many Spurs fans are at today. It's like, look, this game is sort of irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. Thing is, you can go and beat Aston Villa. We'll come up against another Liverpool or another team coming to semi-final. We'll be outclassed and embarrassed yet again. I'm absolutely fed up with it. But, I think Dermo said, 2-1 to Tottenham at Villa Park? Look, I'll be brutally honest. I struggle to see where we score. I think Tell came on yesterday in terms of what he'd done. I thought his hold-up play was very good. Coming in, dropping in, taking that ball, passing it back to others.
It looked all on his own, though.
Yeah, but there's no one else that can feed him in behind. What good is it? He can do all them right things and look good doing that. But there's no one there he could link up with last night. And, some could say, that's because he's a new player. Look, it's not. We just have a distinct lack of quality right across the football pitch. Everything we do is clunky. The ball's bouncing around everywhere. There's no smoothness to it. It doesn't look good on the eye. You look at Liverpool last night, movement, smoothness, graceful, flicking around. They just knew what they were doing. We just looked absolutely clueless. I don't back us to go to Villa Park and score whatsoever.
No, it's tough. It's tough. Please, everybody, though, to check out THFC Till I Die's Dermatron. And now we'll end things off with the box office here. Apologies about missing you last time, Alex. It's just, again, we do these videos so many times. It's actually been the case that a couple others have been missed out before, but we'll bring you on this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your boy, Mr. Box Office from Mr. Box Office TV, back with another prediction review today for the Aston Villa game against the ever hopeless Tottenham Hotspur on Sunday in the FA Cup. And the prediction is Aston Villa winning on penalties. The reason for this is that even though Tottenham are absolutely hopeless, the experienced players who I've just heard Ange, which you'll hear on Mr. Box Office TV tonight, back on Shores and back live again to talk some truth and rattle some brains, that Ange is defending. When, let's be honest here, which I'm sorry, I don't really want to say too much on the youngsters because I think they still need a lot of time. They're playing better than some of the experienced players. Experienced players like Son, who's not a captain, and then Bentancur, Basuma, and Sarr. And also, this manager's tactics are absolutely awful. But the reason why I'm saying this is that I think Tottenham might have a chance because of the record at Aston Villa. It ain't a bad record. So Yeah, I think it might be a tight game, which is mad for me to say when I don't believe in this manager. And that's all I need to say, and that's it. Come from your boy, Mr. Box Office, the main event, the professor of truth and entertainment, the ratings killer, the people's nightmare, and everyone's guilty pleasure. And if you don't know, get to know. And I've only just got started.
Dave, he's gone for penalties. Actually, the most happy clapper prediction came from Alex Davis, everybody. So there you go. There you have it. He's actually gone for the best prediction. I think pretty sure, if I recall, nearly everyone but Dermatron predicted
Harry
a
Scarf.
loss. Harry Scarf, sorry. Harry Scarf actually willed us over the line. Bless you, Harry. Bless your heart. But Alex Davis will lose on penalties. And he's back on shores, back on stream.
No, look, first of all, he's looking sharp. I have to give him credit.
Yeah,
there
I
on
got
that
the haircut.
It's looking good. Look, he's actually heading into this weekend more happy clapping than I am, to be honest with you, Jack. I think this is going to take me a couple of days to get over, a little while to get over. Look, the reality is it's not going to be an easy game at Aston Villa. Even if we do get over the line, it's going to be scrappy. It's going to be a hard watch. It's going to pull out every emotion in you. Look, at the end of the day, I'm a Tottenham fan, regardless of what's going on. I do want us to win. I do want us to get over the line. I want us to try and win every game. I'm just a bit beaten up and broken after last night, to be quite frank. But look, let's go Sunday. I'll try and have a change of attitude heading into Sunday by then. Let's go. Let's see what we can do. We've got to keep soldiering on.
Gotta keep soldiering on. Please, everybody, do check out these people's respective channels, and we'll see you Sunday for all the match day festivities and your therapy. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.